Hi, I'm Mike Maddox with ASK, and as a part of the Michigan Manufacturing Association Cyber Threat Protection Program, ASK is proud to bring you some security tips. We've done a number of these. In this episode today, I'm talking about staff training, and this may be the most important one. It doesn't intuitively seem like that because we've talked about multi-factor authentication, password management, use of VPNs, what to do when traveling. Those are critically important. But none of it will work if you don't spend the time as an organization to train your people on why you're doing it and how to do it. These are things that have to be communicated from the top down. It's not from the IT department across the organization, because users are going to resist additional security levels, even if they're not overly burdensome. People don't like change. That's human nature. So you need to train your staff. And what we recommend you do is that you have a communication forum with all of your employees to explain why you're implementing security standards. That they're being put in to protect the business. Ultimately, it's protecting the company and the jobs that the company is responsible for. It's important to identify also what are the standards for your company. Not every company is the same. Security is like a continuum, right? There's ultimate security on one end, which is everything's locked down, nobody can do anything. There's complete free-for-all on the other end, where there's no security at all. Obviously, you need to be in the middle, but not every company is at the same spot in the middle. Finding that sweet spot is really the key for your business. How secure do you need to be to mitigate the risk facing your company? And that's something that a cybersecurity professional like the ASK Enhanced Security team can help you with. Or if you have internal folks that have knowledge and expertise in that area, start there. I mentioned communicate with your staff. Also have a process for your staff to take action if they feel they've been breached or they feel like they've done something they shouldn't have done. They got an email and they clicked on a link and they go, uh-oh, I probably shouldn't have clicked on that link. Two things are important with that. You want to have a very clearly defined process. Who do they notify and how quickly do they notify that person? And obviously it needs to be very quickly, because if it's ransomware that they clicked on, that's going to spread incredibly rapidly throughout the organization, so you need to stop it as soon as possible. Also, it's important to have a culture that doesn't punish people for reporting that. You want to make it an open and honest environment so that people feel free to communicate, hey, I think I may have done something I shouldn't have done. People are still the weakest link in cybersecurity, because all attacks are designed to get people to do something to allow bad guys in. There's various ways they do that, but ultimately they're counting on a person clicking on something or answering a question or putting information out in a certain way or having passwords set in a certain way. They're counting on human error. So communicate and have a policy and a culture that rewards people for coming forward and saying, hey, I may have made a mistake here. Have a training program in place. There's online training that you can get. ASK has a number of programs that we use to do ongoing cybersecurity training. Cybersecurity is not a one-time train the staff and leave it kind of approach. It changes too rapidly. The bad guys come up with new methods every day. And so we recommend ongoing monthly, quarterly training, and that you assess the results of that training. It can be done quickly and efficiently. The training we use at ASK is less than 20 minutes in length. It's done monthly for every staff member. And we analyze the results and we implement additional training if needed, especially for certain high-profile areas. Which is another thing I want to recommend, is areas like human resources and accounting and executives need additional levels of training. Why is that? Human resources is an example. All day long, their job in human resources is to open resumes from people they don't know. That's what they do. The bad guys know that. So they're a key target for cyber criminals to go after, because they know that they're going to most likely open an attachment. So there are ways to protect that department, but additional training is required there. Same thing for accounting, because that's obviously where the money is. Like Willie Sutton said, why do you rob banks? Because that's where the money is. Cyber criminals think of it in the same way. And executives are always highly targeted. Your name's out there, it's associated with the brand image, it's on the website probably, they know who you are, and they're going to go after you, and they're going to put extra effort into getting into your accounts. Usually you have higher access privileges, so you're a high value target. Extra training in that area is worth every minute you spend on it. Thanks for listening. This is Mike Maddox with ASK. We'll be back with more training in the future.